Okay, did you guys see this story? Jake Fisher, who's been on the show before. How often does this continue to come up here? And I'm going to read this off here because we've had this conversation before. NBA insider Jake Fisher reported that the rumored interest in Andrew Wiggins is quite strong. Okay, this isn't an old story. I know it might feel like an old story because we've been talking about Andrew Wiggins for a while now. So just, something to keep in mind here as that conversation continues. Let me kind of just give you guys a little bit of the details of the story, and then we'll go from there. Freaking checking the internet here like it's my bank account. Like, do I got money in my bank account? What the hell's going on here? Okay, let's talk Andrew Wiggins here real quick. By the way, yesterday, I'm looking at see if I could pop this up. Yesterday, I'm looking at some of the scores. I'm doing in the post-game show. I'm looking at some of the scores around the NBA. Listen, I know this isn't apples to apples, but I'm still going to give you the example. And I saw the Heat beat the Sixers, and I'm pointing it out in the post-game show. And it says top performers for each team. Norman Powell, 32 points. Okay. Norman Powell, 32 points. Look at where Miami is and look at where the Clippers are. And the only reason why I'm mentioning that is I've told you guys this before. I don't like making trades with smart front offices. Miami's a smart front office. Miami's 11-6. They've won 4 in a row. The Clippers are 5-12. So just, for what it's worth, I do think there's significance of who you make trades with, and are those teams that usually find a way to make things work, or are they teams that don't find ways to make things work? So anyways, let me get into the Wiggins thing here real quick, and then I'll get everybody's opinion. I think we all agree, if the Lakers are to be true contenders and hang with a team potentially like OKC or Denver or Houston or whatever the case is, I think they need more. And what I think everyone would agree with, if you had to identify what type of player the Lakers need, what kind of player do they need? I think most people would say, Al, they need a two-way wing defender, a guy that could hit threes, a little bit of experience in the NBA, can get stops, can guard multiple positions, is a 3-and-D player. And I think, listen, if you're talking about a prototypical player, I get the Wiggins fit. For the conversation to be had about Andrew Wiggins, as much as we've had the conversation about Wiggins, which it seems like there's been a ton of conversation about Andrew Wiggins over the past 6 months, Wiggins' name is coming up again. Let me read what Jake Fisher said. We've heard for some time now that the Lakers know they need improvements on the wing. Andrew Wiggins has been a name they are monitoring if Miami were to make him available. Okay, let me give just some quick background about Andrew Wiggins. I wrote it in my notes here so you guys know. For all I know, I'm not even on the internet anymore because apparently I don't pay my bills. Wiggins this season, 16 points, 5 rebounds a game. He has a player option, so he's under contract this year. Next year, he's got a player option that I think he would jump into. He's going to make $31 million next season. He's 30 years old. So just to give you an idea where Andrew Wiggins is, how much money he's making, what's his contract look like, and what his stats look like per game. About 16-5 is Andrew Wiggins' contract. All right. How many different times have we heard Andrew Wiggins' name now? Typically, by the way, if you hear a name that often, that probably means a trade's not going to happen. It makes me think of Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, I don't know, other players that have been associated to the Lakers and then it never happened. Hell, Walker Kessler the last year or so. Here's what else Jake Fisher said. So what type of outgoing salary could that mean? I mean, they have a good chunk by combining Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent. Rui, I think, is 17. Gabe, I think, is 11. So there's $28 million right there. So you're pretty close. In the event that they do see someone they identify and want to go target and add. But I think at this point in time, 11-4 at the time when you wrote the article, LeBron just came back. The Lakers could also be in a wait and see mode, see what this group really looks like. For me, I don't know if it has less. You guys can give your opinion on Andrew Wiggins. You like the idea. You like the concept, fundamentally of what you're giving up. And if you also think that, hey, that's the guy that the Lakers really, really need, that player could be the player that is exactly what the Lakers need in order to make some noise with some of these other teams. Let me just say this here real quick. on the concept of a Wiggins trade. I do think they need a player like Wiggins. I do. I do think you have a couple of players out there that I'm not 100. If you ask me who's going to be more of an asset to the Lakers, Rui Hachimura or if Andrew Wiggins was on the team, I would lean towards Andrew Wiggins. I think Wiggins could be more of an asset for the Lakers than Rui Hachimura. If you ask me about Gabe Vincent, do they have to have him? Do they not? I would tell you no. I don't think the Lakers have to have Gabe Vincent. I don't think anybody, I don't think any Laker fans are going to lose sleep over Gabe Vincent. My only hesitation is this. Do they need to make a deal November 24th? That's my only thing. I think the thing that I sit back on is why don't you just kind of let things play out for a little bit? Do I have hesitation making a deal with the Miami Heat? I do. I genuinely have hesitation in making a deal with Miami because I don't trust their front office because they're too good of a front office. I mean, I'm just using as an example. I'm using as an example I know it's not apples to apples, but the Norman Powell deal that just went down, Norman Powell's a good player. The Clippers thought they're okay. We're going to get Bradley Beal. We're going to get John Collins. They're making this. They're playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. No, you were playing checkers. Lakers aren't going to trade future and take on a big contract. They want flexibility for AR, Ayton, and etc. Yeah, but I will say this: the $30 million or something like that would go towards Andrew Wiggins. I will say that that's not a crazy offer. And Andrew Wiggins would only have 1 year left on his contract after this season. So I don't think the Wiggins deal is this, albatross of a deal. And I don't think that this is, one of those situations where everyone's going to look at it and say, oh my God, we can't get rid of this contract. I can't believe this is on the books for a significant amount of time. I don't think so. By the way, there was also one point in the article as well, which I don't think is a terrible point. There was one piece of it that was talking about how, at the end of the day, hypothetically, even if LeBron decided to stop playing after this upcoming year, well, you technically would have Andrew Wiggins slotting into that slot for next season and moving forward for one more year. So I don't think the deal is awful. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think the world would end if the Lakers traded for Andrew Wiggins. I'm just saying you just don't need to do anything right now. I mean, I'm not making a deal before January 1st. What do the Lakers have? Let's make sure we understand fully what the Lakers need. Maybe other players become available. Go look at what's happening right now in the Western Conference. The Pelicans are terrible. I'm just going to list out all the teams. Pelicans, Sacramento Kings, the Dallas Mavericks, the Clippers, the Utah Jazz. There's about 6 teams. The Portland Trailblazers are going the other way. 6, 7 teams right now that who knows what they're going to be doing in the next 30 days or so. Maybe they're all kind of, maybe they're all starting to sell. Thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.